What's up, y'all? Good afternoon. As you guys can see, we're on the market today, and we're going to be doing a day trading recap of last night's trade that I took on gold. As you guys can see, it was a 1 to 3 that I took around 1 a.m. last night and was very quick. Didn't even take more than an hour. I think it was just under an hour, actually. So, how am I going to recap this? I'm first going to delete all of this so we can have a clear slate. As well, explain to you guys exactly what I was looking for, what changed, why I entered, where I was going to have stop loss, take profit, and why I ended up holding it all the way till take profit. So firstly, this is going to start in the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, as we can see here, there's a strong area of interest that we can see very clearly. Apologies, I had to reset this stuff, so I had to save everything. Okay. So as we can see, area of interest here. Boom. Area of interest 1 on the 4 hour. This is a 4 hour area of interest. If you want to make it easier for you to understand or clear, then we'll go ahead and do this. We'll do 4 hour. Boom. All right. Now that we did that and we made it very clear, why is it in the middle? Okay. 4 hour area of interest. Just make it even easier. 4 hour area of interest. Boom. As well, we can see already adding that area of interest, that price went ahead and where's the path? That price went ahead and created a break of structure, therefore creating a higher high, as it was then bearish prior to that break of structure. So in my head, I see that it's now bullish, broke structure, broke past this area of interest. So realistically, what price may do in the near future is retrace back to this area of interest, therefore creating a higher low. So obviously at the mindset that I had at that moment was, okay, we're looking for buys, right? So we were probably around this area on this candle, because remember, none of this happened yet. So we were most likely on this candle right here. So I was hoping for a price to come, retest here, show a good bullish confirmation for me to then enter buys and then have take profits up here. So what did we end up doing? Went to the 1 hour to get a better view of things. And I see, okay, we're now at this area of interest on the 1 hour where it's potentially going to push off from, instead of going all the way down to the bottom. So at the moment, what I was looking for was for it to come here, show structure, to go bullish, and for me to enter would take profits up here and stop loss below, right? That's what I was looking for. But then if we go even lower to the 15-minute, what do we see here? We already see, okay, price is respecting this area very nicely as it went all the way down, swept all these lows. But keep in mind, it didn't body close under. All it did was wick under, right? But then I had a major push back to the upside and closed up here. Keep that in mind. Goes bullish for a possible bullish engulfing candle. But what does it do? It comes back, closes below. Continues the process again. Major wick. Bearish doji. Possible bullish, but closes right below. As well, when it does it again, it creates a lower high from the previous one. This isn't a clean elbow, but as we can see, this was bullish, failed to go bullish, came back down, came here, again, attempted to push higher, failed to, and then pushed and broke the potential higher low. So now, the mindset that I'm in is, okay, it can either go up or it can either go down. So what I need to do is wait and see what price is going to do in order for me to even think of entering a trade. Because now I'm not even looking for buys. Now I'm looking for what the market's going to give me. And for right now, for it to make me second guess a buy, we're most likely gonna look for a sell. Look for a sell. So price broke below, and I see possible retracement to this area of interest of the 1 hour. So what are we gonna do? If you can't read the chart at that moment, go to a smaller time frame and get a clearer view of what you're not able to see on the higher time frame. So we're on the 15-minute at the moment. We can't see everything as clear. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go to the 5-minute. On the 5-minute, what do we see here? We see, firstly, price respecting these lower highs, right? Failing to break above, failing to break above this one, and this one slightly below these two. Therefore, showing that price is struggling to break past and go bullish. But at the same time it's doing this, it's also creating lower lows. So boom, out here, failed to make a new higher high, but it succeeded in making a lower low. Failed to make a higher high, pushed down, and then retraced to this area. Now what we can see is not much, but if you pay closer attention, we can see that price pushed below, disrespected both fair value gaps, as well created two fair value gaps on the bearish end. So we can see that first it was bullish, but then we go ahead and see that price disrespected both bullish fair value gaps, creating an inverted fair value gap. But as well with that, it also created fair value gaps on the bearish side, as we can see here. And to make it cleaner, we're gonna go ahead and add the lines. You guys can clearly see where the fair value gaps are. So boom. So this one and this one over here. We already see, okay, it disrespected the bullish fair value gaps, therefore creating inversions, and then also created bearish fair value gaps as it pushed back to the downside. So now in my head, I'm looking for, okay, it's showing bearish structure, it's failing to create new highs, and it's struggling to even break this trend line. Forget the buys. Now I'm gonna look for a sell. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for price to either come do this, retest here, or continue breaking and retest here. What did it end up doing? Ended up breaking past even further down here, coming back and retesting first this fair value gap. But if we get closer, we can see when it pushed up, it created another fair value gap. So for me to feel comfortable, what do I need price to do in order for me to enter? Firstly, we need this fair value gap to be out of the equation, right? And in order for it to be out of the equation, I need the fair value gap to be disrespected. So what am I going to wait for? I'm going to wait for a rejection candle and for price to push and close below this fair value gap, which, look at that, it did it to the T. Had the big push, created the fair value gap, had a doji with a bearish engulfing, closing under that fair value gap that was created by the previous three candles. And then this is where the stop loss and the take profit take part. I already knew in my head my stop loss is going to be above this second fair value gap, because it already showed that it respected it, and it's most likely going to respect it again if price is potentially trying to push to the downside. Because realistically, this right here is too small of a stop loss. Realistically, this here or here is too small of a stop loss. You barely have space Back then, I most likely would have had that type of stop loss because I was very aggressive in trying to enter and trying to get the perfect entry. But realistically, you need to give price space to move around before it makes the initial move. So I already knew, okay, we saw this fair value gap over here. We saw that it already got respected and had a major rejection. So this is the best place to have it. For me, I feel comfortable putting it on the wick or slightly above, like right here. Sometimes I put it on the body, but I've learned from experience that it's low-key better to have it a little bit above the wick, because sometimes it literally goes to the wick and then drops, or it goes to the body and then drops. And all you need is that little bit of space, and it's going to respect it, and you're going to be fine. And then for the take profit, what we can see is going back to the 4 hour. We already know, okay, it's breaking below this area. So it's most likely searching for this area of interest down here that's stronger to then push off push off from. So then I look for this. Okay, what was the previous bearish candle before the push that showed strong aggression? We can either have it down here, or we can have it at this level. As you can see, it hit both, but obviously I don't see that when I'm making the analysis. I'm not seeing what's going to happen. I'm taking the risk of this take profit, this take profit. So I had both of these lined up, and I had my take profit set up here, pretty sure, or at the bottom, right? So we already entered. You guys saw why I entered, why I put my stop loss where I put it, and why I put my take profit where I put it. I think I had it exactly on that line, to be honest. Okay, and then again, while in the trade, mind you, I was playing Rainbow. So once I entered, I think I entered like right when the match started. And then in the middle of one of the rounds, I saw this candle drop massively. And I saw this candle right here as well. I told myself, don't get scared. Don't think it's going to reverse. Wait for the bigger picture to show, and then make a decision afterwards. So mind you, we're in the 5 minute. We just saw this major drop of price. And then we see this small candle. It's most likely going to get to you and make you think that we're going to reverse, as it just sweep these lows. So it's most likely going to sweep them and then push to the upside. But instead of making an irrational decision, getting scared, and fearing for you losing all the profits that you probably have here, go to a higher time frame, therefore the 15 minute, and wait for that candle to close, which I ended up doing. I'm playing my game, letting it close, looking at the time, waiting for that 15 minute to close. I take a quick glimpse and I see this massive bearish engulfing, closed all the way at the bottom very firmly with barely any space of a wick. So with that alone, I already told myself, I'm holding it. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to let it do its thing. All I'm going to do is lower my stop loss. So what did I do? I went back to the 5 minute. I told myself, okay, price came up, respected it once again. I can lower my stop loss to the fair value gap, to the T of the fair value gap. I don't need to give it extra space. I don't need to do none of that. Have it exactly on there, because if it comes back and breaks past and touches here, it's most likely going to continue and break the trend line and go bullish. We don't need that. We don't need to risk the full amount. We can lower it a little bit, feel a little bit at ease, and let the trade play however the fuck it wants to play out, which I ended up doing. And therefore, it ended up playing out and going straight to take profit. Didn't retrace at all. It went straight to TP. Very lucky for me, because it didn't have any retracement like this, going up and then going down and doing all that stuff. It literally went straight to TP, which I enjoyed. Felt nice. I was proud of myself with how I changed my bias from going from buy to selling and playing it out and letting the trade play out, even after such a drastic push to the downside. Because yes, it made a drastic push in my favor, But there are times when it makes big moves like this where your mind starts tweaking out, thinking, okay, yes, I made a big move, but now I can make a big move to the upside and take me out. And that's when you need to take a step back, rationalize everything, read the price action to make sure that you're not getting out of fear and that you're getting out because of price action and what it's showing you. And it's showing that, yes, it might potentially reverse and take you out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to it. It was that simple. Obviously, it didn't take that long. I did the analysis pretty quick. I was able to notice everything. But yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all.